Hello everyone, my name is Jen. Welcome to my channel. If you are a returning viewer, thank you so much. And if you're new, thank you. I hope you find something that interests you here. I noticed I had 4 new subscribers since last month, so yay! So this is my channel where I talk about my crafts, mostly cross stitch and crochet. And today is July 31st, so I'm doing my monthly update for July. I can't believe July is finished. I know there's still another month of summer, but once August comes, it doesn't really feel like it, and other people are starting to talk about fall, and as much as I don't want to, you kind of can't help your mind from just like going down that track already. I also just placed an order this morning from my bobbin, and everything in my cart was fall related, so I guess that's on my brain as well. Yeah, so this month I had plans to do tons and tons of stitching, and in fact for the first 2 weeks I did. Like, my calendar is full. This is how I track what I stitch on every night or every day. And so for the first 2 weeks I did swimmingly. I was so happy. And then the last half of the month just kind of took a nosedive, and I'll get into that later, the reason why. But yeah, you know that saying, it's man plans, God laughs. Well, yeah, God's laughing at us. So I'm just going to get started because I actually do, despite only kind of stitching for 2 weeks, I have a lot of finishes. So let's get into this first. My first one was a little one. This is a design from Homestitchness, and she has an Etsy shop. So I did a color conversion on this one. Now the original has white daisies, and the lavender is more of the pinky mauves. And I was just really missing France, so I changed mine to sunflowers and the more bluish lavender. And there is supposed to be a bow here. I left that off. I'm actually toying with the idea of putting an actual 3-dimensional bow there. I'm just not sure yet. But this was just a joy to stitch. So I will link everything below. Eventually, it might not be July 31st through to August 5th, but eventually I will get all the links put on there for you. So again, that's Homestitchness. And she has a lot of really cute things on her site. So that was the first one. Then I still felt like I was just really missing France. And so I found this lavender alphabet. I think it's just called Lavender Alphabet. I found this on Pinterest, and I could not find any links to the original. So I don't know who it's by. I don't know where it came from. I stitched this guy. Love it. Yeah, I had lavender on the brain because on my Instagram, if you're on Instagram, you know, sometimes it'll say, hey, look what you were doing a year ago today. And on my feed, I was actually in France at the lavender farm. So I was just really missing it. So Fleur de Lavande on that one. And then I had two big finishes actually. So the first was my Rovaris heart. Now I really had no intention of working on this in July, but at the beginning of the month there was a stitch challenge on the Stitching 911 Facebook group, and it was the red, white, and blue challenge. So when I started this last year, I started it just before I went to France last year, and I wanted it to be the colors of the French flag. So I wasn't going to do it vertically like the flag because it wouldn't really work. I just wanted the colors in there. So these were the colors I chose. So I think the last time you saw this, I had maybe 2 hearts done and up to, I don't know, I think up to here. So for the challenge, I worked on here and on here and on here, and that's where I got after the 3 days. So I thought, well, why don't I just keep going and then I can have an unexpected finish. So I did. I hope you can see. It's not all see-through. And I'm pleased with it. I have no intention of framing this or turning it into a pillow, and you know, despite being so excited about it last year when I started it, when I finished this year, it was like, yeah, whatever. So I think what I will do is I'm going to just baste it onto a 12 by 12 piece of scrapbook paper, and I'll end up just sticking it in one of my France scrapbooks. Yeah, I'm happy about that. Like, I'm happy with that. So, but it was nice to have that finish. So it's the only one that I didn't fully finish. And then this one, I'm so happy about this one. I'm not going to show you the back because it's horrible. This is Chardon Bleu, and this is a design by Veronique, Enginger, a French designer. The chart, where I got the chart, was from an older issue of, I believe it was De Fille en Aiguille, and that is a French magazine. I don't know if you can purchase this design anywhere. Now, she has done a whole bunch of flower studies. I know you've seen them. There's roses and dahlias and peonies and everything. And this was a thistle one. And what got me were the colors, because they're just so pretty. Now, I did all of the 2 color parts first because I really wanted to save the thistle blossom until last, just because it was lovely. Now, I will have to say it was a little, sometimes a little bit in the depths there of the little purple squares, but I don't know if you can see that any better, but I'm so happy to have it done. It's beautiful. I love it. And I hung it up, and it hung on my wall for about a week, and then I had to take it down, and now it's in the closet with my other cross stitch that I just showed you, and I'll tell you in a minute why. But anyway, happy to have it done. I got the frame from Michael's. It's just 11 by 14, I think. And I was toying between this one and like a navy blue, but I think the gray works out pretty well. So there. Yeah, Chardon Bleu. It's Thistle Study in English. So I've also completed a couple birthday cards. They're just kind of scattered all over. I'll probably just put those on my Instagram. They're just small. Usually for my birthday cards, I pick one of those, I pick an alphabet letter and I just do the initial of the person's name, and, you know, it'll have something thematic next to it. Let's see. So I've only worked on one thing. Now, normally I would have had this finished by now. I would have had this section. So these are my teacups, Autumn in a Cup. And I'm working on this middle one, and then I just have this one left to go. So normally I would be finished this by now. It usually only takes me about a week, but I haven't had very much stitching time. And when I do sit down at night, I'm just exhausted. So like some nights I put in 10 stitches. And this is where I am. Yeah, I'm super excited to work on this gorgeous sunflower. So I just got to keep plugging away at it. I'm not even going to give myself a goal because it's just not going to work. So yeah, that's my only whip for cross stitch. I had planned on doing Christmas in July, and I had a few Christmas whips set aside that I was going to do. And then my friend from my Thursday Night Craft group asked if I wanted to do a little quilty Christmas in July challenge, and I said yes. So I thought, well, that'll be my Christmas in July thing, is the quilting project. And I was working away on that. So she gave all of us, well, there's 2 of us, so there's 3 of us all together. She gave us all the same panel, Christmas panel, with little Christmas images in it. And so we were to think of something to do, and make it and then post our finished object on the 25th of July. Now, I had started and then it didn't work and I had to restart and then I had to stop and I couldn't continue the challenge. So there was no Christmas in July for me this July, which is kind of stinky, but I mean, that's just the way it is. So no quilting to show you. I did do some crochet. I was finishing some things. Oh, but wait, no, first. We're still going to talk about cross stitch because we'll talk about acquisitions. I usually do pretty well. I think, gosh, I'm doing so great for not buying stuff. And then the middle of the month hits and I don't know what it is. I guess it's because it's been a whole month since I bought anything. And then I just go start buying stuff. So I do have quite a bit and I actually have more coming, which is, but anyway. All right. So one of the super exciting things that I got was, again, on the Stitching 911 Facebook group, somebody had asked if we wanted to do, it was a French sampler chart from the company Reflet de Soie, and it was really, really beautiful. So I went to go look at the chart. I went to her site to look at all the charts, and I found other ones that I liked better. So I didn't buy that one, but I did get, sorry, it came with 2 cover sheets. Oh, isn't that beautiful? Like, look at those roses. I mean, I can't get over that. So I'm going to do it in the DMC. I'm just deciding on the pinks for the roses. Yeah, this must be one of the older cover sheets. So it's Eloise Cornu, 1896, and it's Reflet de Soie. And I almost bought 2 more because if I had purchased 2 more charts, I would have got free shipping. But I thought, well, we'll just control ourselves this time. See how long it takes to get here. And then maybe next time we'll go buy some more. And the funny thing is, so I ordered this directly from her, the designer in France. And it took 10 days to get from France to me in Canada. And so I ordered it and she shipped it, I think 2 days later, and it took 10 days. And then I had ordered something from 123 Stitch and they shipped it within 2 days and it took a month to get here. So obviously it's more like the domestic mail that's not really moving along because it appears to be nothing wrong with the France postal system. So there it is again. And you can actually get this in a couple different colorways too. You can, this is just the red, and then this one is more of the muted colors, and it's very, very pretty as well. I almost bought that one. And then you can also do it in the red and the gray, which I thought was very nice. So yeah, and I was just super happy with her customer service, so I definitely ordered from her again. And I'd also ordered, I didn't quite know what I was going to get. So these were €1. They're thread cards. I knew I was getting thread cards. I didn't know how many I was getting. I thought, well, maybe I'm just getting one because it was €1, and that's about, well, in the US, that's just over $1, I think, and in Canada, it's $1.60. But aren't those cute? Like, and there's 10 of them. So yeah, I can use them for my Eloise Cornu and 9 other charts. So I'm happy about that, and everything was beautifully packaged, which is just, you know, such a French way, and it's just so lovely. It's just like a present and a present. Even though you bought it, it's like getting a present. So again, Eloise Cornu by Reflet de Soie. And yeah, quick French lesson. Reflet, you don't say the T or the S, and so it's just reflet, and de, so it's not day, and it's not de, it's just de. So Reflet de Soie. Not being judgy, I know, I like to know. So she's currently on vacation for the month of August, so her website is closed, and when she comes back, I've got my eye on a couple of other things, but I would like to at least get a few stitches in this one first, just to see how it goes. I bought some kits. So I happen to be poking around on Amazon. And this one, I mean, I've seen this a million times, and this is part of a series of 4. And I've seen it a million times, and I thought, well, that's pretty, but I never ordered it. And then this was on a super sale, so I thought, well, I'll get it, because the colors are very nice. I mean, like, look at those pinks. So here we go. And then all of a sudden I decided I needed to have some of the other ones too, and I couldn't find them. So I don't know if they're being discontinued. They're not on 123 Stitch. I found some on Amazon, but I mean, one was $76. I'm not doing that. So I found the one that I really like is the Faith, and I found that from Arts and Designs out of the UK. So that's coming my way. And just this morning I found another one on Amazon, and it was really discounted too, so that's gonna head to my house too. And it looks to be pretty easy. And then I picked up this little Dimensions Gold Petite, which I said were a real pain in the butt to kind of stitch, but this is just really cute. And I would probably end up giving this to my daughter. She's a thing about mountain cabins. But this one is for me. I've seen it before, and you know, I don't know why I bought it, because the thing with Dimensions kits is if you think it's pretty, if you think the picture is pretty, it's going to be even prettier when you stitch it up. I mean, like, look at those colors. It's just gorgeous. So yeah. Beautiful butterflies. Beautiful, beautiful. And what else? I did buy a meter of platinum Lugana 32 count, just because it's nice to have a nice neutral. So that's coming. And yeah, it's been a lot. So the reason that I've not been doing any stitching for the last couple months is we're actually moving, and last week we found out that we'd have to move. So no, 2 weeks ago we found out that we would be moving, so we've been doing all the things that we have to do to get the house ready for sale, and so that's what's been taking up all of our time, and why I'm so tired at night and can't do anything. Yeah, so we've just been busy, and then I'm not gonna lie, a lot of those purchases were like stress buys, because that's what I do. Yeah, we've only lived here for 4 years. We thought we would live here longer, but even for 4 years, it seems to be taking an awful long time to get this house ready, and I don't know what it is, but yeah, it just seems to be taking a long time. So I think next week the house should go on the market, and you know, you hope for a quick sale. Like, I hope that my next video I can tell you that I've sold the house and I've been to the new place and bought a new house and come back, and now we're just waiting. Just fingers crossed, that's all you can do. Cleaning everything up, depersonalizing. You know, we've been to the thrift store a whole bunch of times to drop stuff off. I don't know where all that stuff came from, or how, well, I do, but it's just, it seems funny that there was that much, you know, been to the dump, and just cleaning. I can't wait till this is done and I can wear pretty clothes again and get up in the night and be thinking about cross stitch and not what I have to do. So we'll see. Fingers crossed. So anyway, that's what's been, that's why I've been so busy and not stitching. But thankfully I did get a lot done in the first 2 weeks, so that's kind of encouraging. So that's it for cross stitch. I feel like it was kind of like the French episode, but that's okay because I love it. Okay, so now I will talk about my crochet stuff that I've been doing. I did work on a few things, and I have some acquisitions there as well, but if you were just interested in the cross stitch, thanks so much for coming by. I know today has been a little rushed and disjointed. Hopefully next time. Okay, So, crochet. I was working on this, it's called Stitch Meditation Shawl by C.J. Brady Designs. And I was working on it in this beautiful blue yarn from North Bay Fibers. I mean, it's look at how gorgeous that is. It is so gorgeous. And the reason I picked this was because it reminded me of France, because the last time we were there, in the region we were, they had just pretty much had a resurgence of, they call it pastel. It's a plant, and you use it to dye, and it dyes this beautiful blue. Now, you might be more familiar with its name as woad, but over there they call it pastel, and I think since 2015 they've had a resurgence of it. So when we were there last summer, like, we just saw scarves and everything with that had been dyed with this pastel. Unfortunately, I didn't find any yarn, but when I got home, I had this in my stash. So yeah. So anyway, this is what I used for the shawl. And I had said last time that I felt like it was a little scratchy. So I finished it, and I washed it, and I blocked it. Blocking does wonders for this one in terms of getting it to size. So I was happy about that. I washed it, and I blocked it, and it still feels scratchy. No, I might be... my skin is a little bit more sensitive than others, but I just can't, I can't wear this. So I think I was just going to give it away. But I think I'm actually just going to pull it all out, and I'll make socks out of it. But isn't it beautiful? Like, look at that. Oh, I love it. I'll totally make this scarf again. So it was made to be easy to stitch, Stitch Meditation. So the first 8 rows, I was thinking, like, what the heck? This is not meditative at all. I have to pay attention. But after the 8 rows, it's very, very simple. You just keep going, and it makes the little edge points, and she has a neat way of having it so on the decrease section, there are also the edge points pretty close to the ones that are on the increase section. It's an asymmetrical shawl, which I like. This is a paid-for pattern on Ravelry, but it's not very expensive. And I have to say that compared to cross-stitch patterns, PDF or printed, crochet patterns are an absolute bargain. And I mean bargain. There are not many cross-stitch patterns I can get for $6 anymore. So yeah, I will never complain about the cost of crochet patterns. But that's kind of the shape of it. I did have to kind of pull it out a couple of times just because I wasn't paying attention and I ran out of yarn, but I also had a little bit less yarn than was called for. But oh my gosh, I love this so much. So that's why I think I'm just gonna keep it, but pull it out and make myself some socks. Okay, then after that, because that was kind of like a little palette cleanser for me after doing my sweaters. And then after that, I just felt like I wanted to do something else that was like quick and easy. So I did the Stormy Days wrap. And this is from Left in Knots. And I had this yarn and I pulled it out because I was going to do it exactly this way. It calls for a Lion Brand mandala. I had the exact same colorway. I think it's Genie. And then at the last minute, I changed my mind. And I wish I had it. So this is my finished Stormy Days wrap. And this is really easy. But I will confess that it did make me kind of bored. Which is weird, because if I'd been doing a blanket like this, I probably wouldn't have been as bored. But maybe I just had too much of a palette cleanser. So anyway, here is the shawl. I mean, it's okay. I love the colors. Really, really love them. I love those aquas. But kind of my issue, and it's totally my fault, is for not using the yarn that I had. So I had one cake of the mandala, and this is the Spirit colorway. So one cake of that, and then I had one cake of this. They're the exact same yarn. They're just put out by different people. So they were wound differently. Now the other yarn that I have, the Genie, I could have replicated this kind of pattern, and I really couldn't on here. I had to do a little bit of color control, which meant more ends to weave in. And I mean, it's okay. But yeah. And the reason I changed to these colors was because I like to crochet while I'm in the pool. And I don't mean like while I'm swimming. Like I sit in an inflatable chair and I put my yarn in a big salad bowl on my lap, and then I just float around and I crochet. And so these were the exact same colors of the water and pool liner, and it was just, you know, I was going to call it my pool wrap, my swimming pool wrap. So that's why I picked these colors over the other ones. But anyway, another finished object, so that's good. I'm probably not going to keep this one either, because I also like my wraps to just be a smidge bigger. Although this is a pretty good size. Like it's a pretty good size. But yeah, I don't know. It's not my favorite, I guess, just put it that way. So that is it for crochet finished objects this month. I do have another summer sweater on the go, but it's a little bit more involved, so I haven't been able to work on it recently just because of the whole moving thing, and I don't want to make a mistake. So I didn't bother to bring it up to show you. I am going to have to pick up just something kind of mindless to do. And it'll probably be another wrap. Just something to sit and keep my hands busy. Because I often find at night, like I'm just tired, so I don't do a lot of cross stitching. And I feel like I'm just killing time until I can go to bed. So a little mindless crochet pattern project is always nice. So acquisitions, I did buy some stuff there too. Surprise, surprise. I was at Walmart, and you know, you've been seeing everybody else's Walmart clearance videos. So I got some stuff there. Oh, and I got some at Michael's too. So I'm going to pause you in just a second, and I'm going to go get it. Actually, I'll go get it right now. Hold on. Okie dokie. Sorry about that. I'm probably going to get so many thumbs down. Anywho. Okay, so first I was at Walmart, or no, I was at Michael's, and they had this on clearance. So I think I picked up maybe 5 because they were on clearance for $6. And there is a fall sweater I'd like to do, and it's kind of it's a mesh sweater, and I thought that this would look nice for that, and it should be kind of easy to do. That might be my next mindless project. The Michael's I was at, this was the only colorway they had that had enough that I could use. And then I went to another Michael's, and they had a whole bunch of different ones, but I decided that maybe I should just try this first because I think this is hand wash. So cottony silk, sorry. That's what we've got here. And it's got, yeah, there's 390 meters in here. So I think I picked up 5. But isn't that beautiful? I thought that would be such a nice little autumn sweater. So we got that one. And did I say these were on clearance for $6? I think they're regularly like $17 or something. Well, here. Oh, $7.99. $6.99. Anyway, who cares? Who cares? It was on clearance. I got enough to make a sweater. I'm gonna make a sweater. One more time. There's my receipt. One more time. Okay, then I was at Walmart. First time I went, there was like nothing there, like a couple things, but you know Walmart, it's always such a mess, right? So you really have to be careful. I didn't see anything there that was on clearance that I wanted. Then I went back like within a week and they had new stuff on clearance. So they had the Roll With It tweed for $3. So I thought, well, hey, I really like this one. I think it's called Cloud. It's like blue, not blue, it's gray. Gray with maybe like a touch of green in it. And I think, yeah, oh, it's called Cloudy Day. So that's what they have. So I think I bought 6 of those. And it's all acrylic. It's almost 300 yards, but I thought my idea is probably a flumpy cardigan, either for myself or my daughter. And you know what, like I hate it when I buy cakes because I really should just be buying neutral things and making stuff, but it's all the colors and the combinations, and I'm just a huge sucker for it. And the other one was this one. I really like this. So I saw this. I think I bought 3 of these, and that's totally enough. And I thought, oh, this is going to make a really nice shawl for somebody, a nice shawl or a wrap. And then yesterday I was looking at it, and I thought, you know what? I think that's going to make a nice shawl or wrap for me. I'm feeling like I need some comfort, so I'm going to make myself a squishy, cozy, pink and gray shawl or wrap. So I just need to decide on a pattern. So I'm kind of looking forward to that. And I bought one pattern. I was watching Creative Grandma, who I don't think I've watched before, or maybe I've watched her once before, and I should be watching her all the time because she does those awesome yarn reviews. So anyway, she came out with this beautiful Afghan. It's right up my alley because it's flowers and it's cross stitch. So it's the Summer Rose Afghan, and sorry, this is my printer that makes those blue lines. So I bought that. Now she said it takes quite a while to do, so it'll probably be quite a while before I start it. But it's really pretty, and oh my goodness, it was so cheap. And she was having a sale, maybe a 4th of July sale. So she gave you a code to go to her website, and I think it was 50% off. Yeah, I think it was 50% off. So I went over to her website, and this was already on sale. So I thought, well, fine, you know, even the sale price on this is very reasonable. But then it was, so this was on sale, but then it was 50% off the sale price. So that's pretty good. Yeah, just like lovely stuff on there. And that is for the future as well. So I'm going to wrap it up. I hear my son is awake, so I'm just gonna go. I should be back in a month, I'm thinking, and I'm hoping it'll be a little bit more organized and coherent and less sweaty and all that. And yeah, I'll be back in about a month just to update you on what I've been doing, and hopefully that house has been sold and a new house has been found and purchased. Hubby, I didn't even ask him. I didn't even say anything about it, but he seems bound and determined that I'm going to get a new sewing machine out of this. So, I mean, I'm not going to say no. I don't really need one, but I'm not going to say no. But we'll see, I guess, how he feels closer to the actual move date. Yeah, so big changes for us, and it'll be fine. I'm sure, like I said, it wasn't really expected. I don't know, maybe like it was and it wasn't. We've known for over a year now that a move was coming, but we didn't know when and we didn't know where. And then twice over the year, it was like, okay, you know, see ya. Here's where you're going, or here's where you can go, and then a couple days, and so we would get ourselves into the headspace, like, okay, this is what we need to do, and we need to tell the kids and do all this stuff, and then it just was like, okay, it's not going to happen anymore. So needless to say, that was a little stressful. Now, normally, whenever we move anywhere, I really don't know how long we're going to live there. So it's not that part that bothers me. It was just the, okay, you're going, and then getting into that headspace, and then all of a sudden you're not. So in a way, this is good in that, you know, we're for sure going, and at least that part is done, and that stress of just not knowing is gone. So you know, things to be happy for. There's lots of stuff to be happy for about the whole thing. Like, we're all going, our daughter is coming with us, so I'm happy about that. Yeah, so we'll all go together, we're all healthy, and I'll actually end up being closer to some family, which is good. It will be like I could drive there and not have to fly there. So yeah, it'll be good and positive. It's just, you know, the big mountain of work that you have to do before you get there. But anyway, we've done it before, 5 times before, so we can do it again. Anyway, thank you for listening to me ramble on, and I will see you again in a month, hopefully. And take care of yourselves, and enjoy the rest of your summer, and enjoy it, and just enjoy that it's summer, because it's a whole year before it comes around again. Fall is coming anyway, so you can enjoy fall in fall time. But just for now, enjoy summer, enjoy the time that we have, and we will see you later. Happy days, friends.